for any other from our cover ever daily update TV. So send any daily kind of watch channel. You should make sure so better happy and subscribe button. So ediami nothing so tap it on the notification bell on the send away on some subject marker or the new update to channel so more when you go some Ghanaian politics. Let's answer you be say bra ko social video so be like it now I share them. That's how I didn't trade be edify video or the comment section ye beje near can kind ho and so etiama. Some yam no look as a Dr. Tamakulu and sisi ade chese or shen hoswa enye because how come say special prosecutor ebe declare a year former finance minister a Ken Ofori wanted na MPP for betimi aba bontene abeye dede say I the special prosecutor a year no a unlawful say omuru afi omo ho a all the criminalities omoye bra no mukita power. The criminal prosecution tia even former president and then the MPs out and then the ministers no a whole lot of criminalities against the citizens and civilians of this country. Then time na omo power no. They didn't even question their president or the special prosecutor. Then time they say adiana omo yen unlawful. They did all sorts of investigation and unlawful. Nobody questioned the special prosecutor at that time. Now the intina I do a Ken Ofori so dear. I don't want the yaman special treatment. I don't want the way different from all human beings. He's a special person or no dear. And you can see declare wanted and no another lawyer Tamaku HDM say. Sagana for pursue muhuno cray a war at A.Forson na. Yedeno call a court FIA ambulance cases ne ho dia de no share chiri pa dia na ye Ken Ofori and will instigate that prosecution send be ya nanka omobe jeli A.Forson. He had a plan say A.Forson AC omonio me bi kwan or man me bi enkosoma wo. So they wanted to use the ambulance case send be omo be jeli A.Forson. Na adinti ne say Drew Ken Ofori so dia no dia or a special breed into yaman special treatment and ha. Yes, Emily Yankoti a lawyer Tamakru. I would be near my ponya Ken Ofori on any nanado. That a year family and friends no. A dear tea of Timemu for more gun hired to me a shell myself. Nim who a yes so many exposes a Ken Ofori or ya Edudzi so and not dear. Or see I were downhearted that when you been so soon more. Emma okeka the babo sign or a downhearted because your man a invitation so man me so why they are bonano. Inquisition in Sanum Chichum and so it.
We have had a former deputy finance minister prosecuted. I was counsel for the respected, the honorable A.Forson, doctor. Do you know what we went through? Look, A.Forson criminal investigation and subsequent was instigated by Ken Ofori.
Was instigated by
him. Please, look, you
it's
see,
on the tape.
Look, let people not take our seeming silence to mean that we don't know what happened. I was involved. With my senior, we took A.Forson to Yoko. In fact, the first day we got to Yoko, by the time we met the deputy director of Yoko, Nanentwi, it was obvious that it was, excuse my language, a foolish case. Yes. Look, Nanentwi, after he listened to A.Forson, said, look, go home with the statement. You go and write it and bring it back. He said, go home, take the police statement form, go home, write it and bring it back. I return it. From November 2017, listen carefully.
Yeah.
November 2017, we never heard anything from the police or Yoko. The current executive director of Yoko, Mr. Bashiru, they saw the things that happened. Look, on the 17th of November 2021, the budget was read with e-levy in it. The then ranking finance, the Honorable A.Forson, raised issues about the fact that their side was not going to allow for the imposition of e-levy. That was 17th, 19th December when the budget was read. On the 25th of November 2021, I was there when now Speaker sent a letter that Yoko is looking for A.Forson. Immediately, 5 days after the budget, either 5 or 6 days after the budget was read, and A.Forson had raised issues about the e-levy. Immediately, they invited him. Look, you see, some of that. Look, when I took the honorable, in fact, so Speaker asked us to come to his conference room. I went there with the honorable A.Forson. An investigation that was done for 4 years basically gathered dust from nowhere. They said we should come. When we went there, the investigators came, myself and him. When we went through everything, the investigators simply just said, okay, we'll call you back. Immediately they called me, that they have just been called by the Attorney General's office, that they should take his charge statement because December 22nd, they want to take him to court. Do you know what people have survived in this country? What the hell are we talking about? Look, people have gone through hell under Akufo-Addo and his family members. The manner in which they weaponize investigation and criminal prosecution, never again should we. In fact, they should be lucky that they have a forward-looking president like John Mahama as the president of this republic.
They should be lucky.
Yes. That is a man who appreciates the requirement of due process. If you've committed an offense, so be it. But to use the institutions of state to intimidate his political opponent, John Mahama, with his experience with governors, had gone beyond that. They should be lucky that you have just been invited. Look, and this morning I'm hearing. So the special prosecutor is supposed to know that on January 2nd, Ofori is traveling. So he can stop him at the airport. How is he supposed to do that? Clairvoyance? How is he supposed to do that? But I'm saying that every citizen of this country has the benefit of due process requirement. That extends to Mr. Ofori and any other person. So we wake up and the impression is being created that Mr. Ofori is a special breed. And so he should be treated differently. Look, me, one morning I woke up, I had a call from the then former AG, Marietta. Edudzi, where are you? I said, I'm preparing to work. Rush to Dr. Ayene's house. When I got to the house, armed police officers surrounded his house. Why? He wrote the legal opinion in the Ameri transaction. What the hell? So if you wrote an opinion and you want him, just a phone call, courtesy. Mameti Wado Dankwa, she was then the CID boss with Regina Tengi or something. The manner in which was like a Gestapo.
Well, he just took us through that experience.
Dr. Kwabena, hold on. Dr. Kwabena,
yeah.
My own sector minister, John Jinapo, with a 6-year-old child at home, traumatized. Do you have an idea what we've gone through? Why? Jinapo was in this country. If you are investigating me in Ameri or whatever, all you do is a simple courtesy. Deputy Minister, we are investigating this matter. We need you to assist us, either with a statement or something. The Honorable Jinapo is law-abiding. He would have done that. But they decided to come to his house with armed police officers. I see most of the police officers every day. I see
those who came to the house?
Wow.
I see them every day. They say, oh, Chief, we were just doing our work. I said, no problem. You just have to... Look, to the point that the Honorable Dr. Ayene, his phone, MacBook, everything was taken. And taken to Crow. So Crow took it to London.
The Colan
Took his
Associates?
password. Yes. After God knows what investigation, they found nothing. So they called me that I should come back for the phone. My own clients. In fact, was equally to the point that they even went to the mother's house. Went through ceilings What were they doing?
Which client are you talking about? In a private case.
To the point. No, on this same investigation, when the MPP came to power, do you know why? They saw the name of Hawa Mahama in the company document and felt that it was John Mahamad's sister. What they didn't know was that this, my client's mother, also bears the same name. So when we go to the CID, and I met the investigators, that chief, what's the issue? They said, we have already gone and done recce at the residence of Madam Hawa Mahama. So I asked them, which Hawa? Then they said, oh, she resides around, they gave the place. I said, no. The persons whose names appear here, it's not that person. This is a retired nurse. At that time, even hot water had poured on this retired nurse.
Okay.
So we went to the woman's house. What saved the situation was that she had the old passports. That's what saved the situation. And they saw it. I took her there and offered a statement voluntarily. What has happened to Ken? What has happened to Ken? Has anybody touched him? Has anybody done anything to him? No. So what exactly is intimating there? And I heard Afenyomake, what is he talking about? What is Afenyomake saying? Oh, yes. I mean, is it the case that we have
he is down-spirited? Listen. He is down-spirited, traumatized.
Down-spirited how? You are in America.
What had happened?
Listen, you are in America. An event happened in Accra, and you are down what? So he's strong enough to even communicate to Afenyomake. Seriously? I say Ken Ofori instigated the prosecution and investigation of A.Forson.
And it's on the Ẋփoṱe tape.
Go and read the Ẋփoṱe tape. And what they had planned to do to A.Forson. Look, do you know what we've survived under Akufo-Addo?
I feel your pain. Yeah,
and you see, I kept saying, and those days, whenever we went to court, I kept telling the prosecutor that, look, you see, be careful what you are doing. I know A.Forson as my client and as a senior brother. What he does and what he means for this country, he means well. But you have a situation where a government conspired that at all costs they were going to convict him to prove a point. To the extent, look at the extraordinary strength or extent that the then Attorney General Godfrey Adame could go just to get conviction. Look, we are talking about somebody being sick. My own client, under Akufo-Addo, who had gone through dialysis for 19 years, was put in prison under Akufo-Addo's watch. What are we talking about? Look, in the A.Forson trial, there was another person, Dr. Sylvester Nimana. Do you know what he went through? Dr. Sylvester Nimana, what he went through. Look, the man comes to court and he can barely see what was going on in the proceedings. Even that one was tolerated under Akufo-Addo, human rights lawyer. And Afenyomake is saying what? I mean, he should thank his God. I kid you not, that we have a president called John Dramani Mahama, who has an appreciation of humanity, not the one that we had previously. Look, Akufo-Addo had no... Look, I won't say, I'll leave it there. Okay. But people went through hell under Mr. Akufo-Addo. What has started? We are just starting a drumming festival, and you're already complaining.
I see.
Nothing had happened. It is at the barest minimum. Just come, offer your statement. The matters will be investigated. And this special prosecutor has a history of letting Cecilia Dapa say, go to Yoko. That's his history. Those that he found that he could, who exonerated Akufo-Addo's appointee, what's the name? Edudzi. Who did?
OIC.
Who said the investigation on whether MPs were giving money when the 94 MPP MP said Ken must go? Who exonerated the process? Is it not the same Kesi Ejabe?
Well, okay, that one will be an exoneration.
No, you for whatever is worth, he failed, so the matter died. I don't why. He was the same person. So what exactly are the issues? Has anybody touched the person of Ken Oforiatta? No. All the SP is saying that be well and strong and come and assist the investigation. As we speak now, where from all the drama? Where from it? I am telling you, and I'll conclude on this. If Akufo-Addo can have the courage to call for the investigation of his predecessor, has John Mahama done so? So far, what are John Mahama's input in these matters? He said, look, let the due process of the law. If anybody is found to have done anything, let the law take his course.
Okay.
Beyond that, what has he done? Compared to the conduct of Akufo-Addo. Look, and then I'll conclude on this. Akufo-Addo simply just wanted John Mahama to be placed on an investigation for politics. Without more. He knew at all material time. But just for the politics. So MPP communicators can now go on TV and radio to say, oh, John Mahama are investigating. That is all that they wanted.
One of the cases that...
We've gone through all these things. We are quietly watching you people. And instead of thanking your God, you want to gaslight us.
One of the cases that...
A thief a lawyer, Tamaklu Anamotin and can watch him say, it didn't cry and a gun of wobbling, especially the MPP. They say, yet declare a former finance minister Ken Oforiatta wanted and I say a fugitive. Ono Oyenipa Bay. Is he the only person I yet declared as wanted or a fugitive? A invitation and ye dear man say, Suboma Kumakunum and ye dear bow. Into on hene, Nana, a jay. Branebe you one no Caribbean Wumbia. First of all, young kind who say, special prosecutor on case Ken Oforiatta or ye guilty of the things na ye dear bono. A invitation keke, and womra me yano, near starting investigation about near who no crew. Say no cry, we drop the case. Say no cry, so we take it from there, and if says cana we so ye we TV Ubeko Jones or Wakujo. Come out and explain yourself. Give the answers that we need to continue with the investigation. And no ebo. Is he the only finance minister? Yet the case Etianana. He's not the only person. According to lawyer, there are so many former finance ministers that jail. Jail. Come for investigation. Come for some questioning. And no pu ebo. I'm a one I find your markets, a mature minority leader. So, sign, because of say you declare wanted into you are downhearted, you are down spirited. Wakeke, you are being in London, and if we've declared you wanted that, who now was so much you are gonna hana, won't gun hana. You are sitting there, say you are downhearted. How can somebody or yet downhearted? They me make you a phone call. Sign, the more your name and I downhearted and down spirited. Ken Oforiatta must come and answer to the questions now, ye dear bono. So won't me mother not just say you're guilty. And besides, who Ken Oforiatta? You might be brain a why ye were brand wa by mono. Then time and where who say a whole lot of criminal a year prosecution and what did amount for a year former president John Dramani Mahama says or the current Ghana president how will brought mine. And the ministers or no mubu yansana wo. And we are a yen and now do a mine. You didn't see say prosecution and what the money now unlawful. It was a disgrace. A true so the amount is a disgrace a dead tarnish image. And how we are the part and keep be declared wanted. First of all, you have so many invitations. Be anywhere the obey. So how comes they have the year declare wanted and not how Emma will feel it downhearted? So here, lawyer Chidima. Aye ambulance cases are aye Japa, aye Godfred or Dami, and A.Forson, she say a finance minister. Now no more person come fast our case no so in jail aye A.Forson in na ya no Ken Oforiatta and a search only prove kisa in new money yena. So na be yankumbi aye A.Forson everywhere. Nanko monya kwan. Yesika ye nioma boni ompe nanko mo matoma. Na so Nyankopon fefi anasa nioma nyina ango through. Ema monim gu ase wo ho. I didn't say do so now come for some questions. First of all, no cry and declare guilty. John Dramani Mahama say opese bibi and family kwan so. You invited for just some questioning. But never clear who I was born a dear boy no so and no so unim say what this are born in tea. What a yali a born was of me. I'm a see your uncle who in our trauma one go a special prosecutor. So instead of supporting the man, na ubia or ye involving corruption bi. Yet me ye say any panic free when ask be a we answer ya general mine impuntu akosona. Most woman no go special prosecutor so. I know na lawyer chidem say a ye can Ofori onye special breed. Onye so special from all humans and as civilians of this country which is Ghana. Or the same as everyone. It is our committee. He has to come for some questioning. And if he's guilty, we take it from there. And yet, you hear say, best woman no special prosecutor. So, not yet at home. If we be saying you subscribe, you make sure so better and subscribe to me. So, nothing to what I pay on the notification bell. And send a bear on some of it. All the new updates. Edit to channel so who you goes on Ghana politics. My son saw you better because share videos over like it. Now share them. Or didn't you be at the video? My sister book comment section. But yeah, I can cut your and so them. So I made the end.